You just sat through a 45-minute meeting that produced a beautiful transcript, a flawless summary, and a totally useless outcome. AI made the notes faster, so everyone scheduled more meetings. More output, less clarity. People nod politely. Nobody decides. Action items appear with zero owners. Your calendar fills, the real work stalls, and somehow you are the one who feels behind. If a meeting does not end in a decision, it is just organized avoidance. Moving to slide 2. Most meetings fail before they start because the topic is not a decision. It is a vibe. It is a discussion. It is, let's talk about pricing, or let's align on the roadmap. Alignment is not an outcome. A decision is an outcome. So before you accept or schedule anything, force one sentence into the invite. At the end, we will decide X. Then label the decision type. Is it a yes or no? Is it a choose one option? Is it a priority order? Is it a trade-off with an explicit constraint like budget, headcount, or date? If you cannot name the decision type, the meeting will drift into consensus theater. People will share opinions, discover new edge cases, and push the real choice to later, which is code for never. AI cannot choose for you because it has no authority and no accountability. A meeting earns its time only when the decision is written down before the first word is spoken. Moving to slide 3. Even with a clear decision, the wrong room kills it. If the decision owner is missing, the meeting becomes performance. If you have 10 observers, the conversation turns into status management. If experts show up late, you reopen everything. If stakeholders arrive unprepared, you spend the hour catching them up. AI can summarize chaos, but it cannot add authority to the call. The room has to match the decision. Moving to slide 4. An agenda is not structure. A list of topics is just permission to wander. Structure means you design the path to the decision. Start by allocating time by outcome, not by subject. 10 minutes to confirm constraints. 15 minutes to compare options against a single rubric. 5 minutes to choose and record the decision. Then a final block to assign owners and deadlines. Sequence matters. You do not debate solutions before you agree on the problem and constraints. You do not invite brainstorming if the real need is selection. You also do not let the meeting become a live document review. If people are seeing the material for the first time, you are not deciding. You are reading. Add pre-work requirements directly into the invite. What to read, what question to answer, what option to support, and what data to bring. AI cannot enforce flow. You have to design it and then protect it. Moving to slide 5. Pre-work beats live talk because meetings are a terrible place to build shared context. If you rely on slides as the first exposure, you will spend half the call repeating background, defining terms, and answering basic questions. That is not collaboration. That is remediation. Instead, send a short pre-read that makes people commit before the room. 2 pages or a 5-minute brief. Include the decision, the constraints, the options, and the recommendation if there is one. Then require a response. Pick an option. List one risk and add one question. No response means no airtime. This fixes 2 common failures. First, quiet thinkers get time to form real opinions before the loudest voice anchors the room. Second, your lifetime shifts from "what is this?" to "what are we choosing and why?" AI can draft a brief and collect responses, but it cannot create alignment if nobody does the work before the call. Moving to slide 6. Updates kill decision time because you blend 2 different meetings into one. The moment status is mixed with choices, everyone feels responsible for everything, so everyone reports to everyone.
Airtime gets dominated by low-signal details because it is safer than making a call.
Then, when the clock is almost done, you rush the decisions with less context and more pressure. AI can summarize the chaos, but it cannot remove the habit that created it. Fix it by separating the first 10 minutes as pure decisions only. If something is not a decision, park it. Collect status asynchronously and only surface exceptions that change the decision. Meetings should be where choices get made, not where everyone proves they are busy. Without an owner, even a great decision evaporates. Moving to slide 7. No owner means no follow-through, even when the meeting felt productive. Watch the language you use. If tasks are phrased as intentions like we should, let's, or someone can, nothing is actually assigned. And when owners are unnamed in the room, you get the worst pattern. People nod, assume alignment, then discover later that everyone thought someone else had it.
You fix this in the moment, out loud. For every action, say a name, a verb, and a date. Jordan sends the revised pricing doc by Thursday at 3.
If the deadline is vague, it is not a deadline. If the work depends on someone else, name that dependency and confirm it. After Priya confirms legal language, Jordan sends it. If the dependency is not visible, it will become the excuse. AI can capture tasks, but it cannot make commitment happen. Commitment is social. It is someone accepting accountability while others are listening. When you leave with owners, dates, and dependencies, you get real clarity. Moving to slide 8. Summaries can create fake clarity. Clean notes hide conflict. A bot turns sharp disagreements into polite bullet points. And you walk away thinking you are aligned. Open questions often disappear because they were never stated as questions. Risks get softened by wording, like might be a challenge, when someone actually meant this will fail unless we change the plan.
And disagreement stays private because people do not want to look difficult in front of the group. Use the last 5 minutes to force reality back into the room. Ask, what are we not aligned on? Then ask, what decision is still open? Then ask, what risk would make this a bad bet? Name the dissent and document it, including who holds it.
AI cannot reveal politics. You have to surface it so you can decide what you are willing to live with. Moving to slide 9. You also stall when you try to make too many decisions at once. Bundled choices feel high stakes, so people hedge and defer. Stage big decisions. First decide the smallest reversible step, then decide what evidence you need, then decide the irreversible commitment. AI cannot set your risk posture. You do that by choosing what you are willing to try and what you refuse to gamble on. Without constraints, even good teams talk forever. Moving to slide 10. Endless talk happens when there are no constraints. If you do not put real options on the table, you are not deciding, you are brainstorming. If you do not define criteria, every argument sounds equally valid. If there is no budget or trade-off, scope stays fuzzy, because nothing forces prioritization. So bring constraints into the room early. Offer 2 or 3 concrete options, even if they are imperfect. State the decision criteria in plain language, like speed, cost, quality, or risk. Put a number on the budget, or put a cap on time, headcount, or features. Then force the trade-off out loud. If we choose A, we give up B. AI cannot define constraints for you, because constraints reflect values and power. Once you name them, decisions get lighter and trust gets tested in the open. Moving to slide 11. Tools do not fix trust. If people are afraid to say no, they will say maybe, or they will say nothing. Then hard truths move to side chats, where the real meeting happens after the meeting. Blame risk blocks honesty, so everyone speaks in safe half sentences. Silence gets mistaken for agreement, and later you discover you never had alignment, you had avoidance. AI can draft agendas and summarize notes, but it cannot create psychological safety. Only you and your team can do that, by making it normal to disagree in the room and still be respected. Get the trust right, and the rest becomes a system you can run. Moving to slide 12. Treat meetings like an operating system. Name the decision owner up front, because a meeting without an owner is a conversation that cannot land. Give each meeting one purpose. If you need updates and a decision, split them. Make pre-work required, not optional. So the meeting is for thinking, not reading. Keep updates asynchronous when you can, and reserve live time for trade-offs, risks, and choices. Then end every meeting the same way. Who owns what, and by when? If you do this consistently, people stop performing and start deciding, because they know exactly how decisions get made here. Moving to slide 13. When it is time to decide, run a script. Start by stating the decision in one line, so nobody is debating different questions. List the options first, then the criteria you will judge them by, so you are not moving goalposts midstream. Surface the key risks and assumptions out loud, especially the ones people are hesitant to say. Then, call the decision. Say it clearly, record the rationale, and note what would change your mind later. Finally, confirm the owner and the deadline for the next step, not the discussion. A clean decision is not louder. It is documented, owned, and hard to misinterpret. Moving to slide 14. Here is the fix you control. Structure beats better prompts. AI is powerful, but it supports disciplined systems. It does not replace them. Start with one meeting type and standardize it. Track decisions, not minutes, so you can see what actually moved. If this helped, subscribe for more, and comment your worst meeting so I can break down what to change first. The best AI system begins with better thinking.